This street tip's about how to sell to pleasure and pain. Most of us in sales are taught to sell to pain. We're taught to dig for pain. So when we're doing our qualification of clients, we're asking, what do you do for this and what do you do for that and all these things, and we're looking for pain. Because when we find pain, we get all excited and we jab our finger in it and wiggle it around and tell them all the wonderful things that we can do to solve it. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing, because a lot of clients are in pain and we need to solve it. But the problem is a lot of times we forget about pleasure. We ignore pleasure. We ignore the potential opportunities that they're going to achieve by using our solutions. And I'll tell you, pleasure sales are way better than pain sales, because pleasure sales, they're typically bigger picture stuff. They're value oriented. You get people bought in. You can really develop champions around pleasure sales. And again, sales is an emotional thing. People buy based on emotion and back it up with facts. So if you can tap into the opportunities, that's a much better sale, because it leads to upsells and cross sells and referrals and all that other stuff. Where pain sales, that's typically because somebody has to do something and they're in pain and it's an immediate thing that needs to be resolved. And so if you solve that pain, great. But the question is the next time that they need to make a decision on, or the next time renewal comes up, they might be looking at other people because they were kind of forced into making a decision in a short period of time, maybe with an abbreviated evaluation process. I mean, just think about breaking a leg, right? If you break your leg, you're not going to do a ton of research on the doctor that you go to fix your leg. You're just going to go to the emergency room. And the next time you break your leg, you're not going to wait for that doctor to be available for the most part. You're probably just going to go to the hospital again and figure out who's ever there to fix your leg. Whereas if you buy something for pleasure purposes and it works and you're tapped into that, now all of a sudden you want to tell everybody about it. You want to give referrals. You want to develop a partnership and a relationship with that person. And an easy way to deal with this is pain, challenges, pleasure, opportunities. So when you're developing your questions for your meetings, develop questions, opportunities, and challenges. What opportunities will this open up for you and your team if this implementation goes well? On the pain side of the house, what challenges are you and your team facing based on your existing solution? I'm not saying ignore pain, but don't ignore pleasure either. Ask these type of questions, because you'd be surprised. Once you get somebody talking, you'd be surprised at what they might say and what you might be able to uncover that could help you sell that deal better. Good luck and happy selling.